Oh, welcome everybody to Wild Rose Haven tea break time. We decided to do, just to give you a heads up, we got a second channel running. Wild Rose Haven is still doing all the homesteading things. Tea break time is where we sit and shoot the breeze, as they say.
Right. Baby, it's tea break time.
What?
It's tea break time, love.
Um,
And if you're looking for our other channel, if you've never been to our other channel before, which is called Wild Rose Haven Homesteading, that's where we do all of our regular everyday projects that we come up.
fix everything that continuously breaks down and stuff.
Okay, I was trying to put it nicer than that.
I'm trying to be optimistic.
Oh yeah, I was trying to be
optimistic.
optimistic.
Move forward.
I was trying to be optimistic.
Like
I was trying to make a more optimistic version of it.
So yes, we made this channel because we like to sit and talk about things that are going on, and we wanted to give it its own space.
And that's why you're here with us on our tea break time. Between our projects here at the homestead.
Yeah, and this weekend being the 4th of July weekend.
4th of July weekend!
Our 3-day weekend where we actually have been going kind of non-stop trying to get something done that we're trying to, believe it or not, a project we're actually trying to accomplish.
Well, let's tell them real quick what that project is.
The project is the
dog
kennels.
Yeah, well, they kind of heard about it a little bit because you mentioned it at the beginning. Our very first posting for this channel.
This weekend we had to get all of the concrete curbs poured, and there's a video of that, which turned out not too bad. But golly, I don't know what it is with those bags of cement. They're not getting any lighter. So anyway.
And don't worry if you think I'm not representing.
Oh, 4th of July weekend.
4th of July weekend. And these are Montana. Montana. I think it says Montana West, right? Montana West. I've had these for a bit. I bring them out for these special patriotic celebrations. So
there you go.
I'm representing. Don't worry.
Fashion section covered. First of all, this week we actually really want to, because seeing as we are in Texas, the central part of Texas with the floods, we just want to send our thoughts and prayers out to everybody involved in that. And
in Kerr County, right?
It's Kerr County, and I think there's some other surrounding counties, but I'm not sure. I mean, it was a big flood, a big river.
Huge.
The Guadalupe River.
Oh my Lord.
And there is actually a video, I think it's the New York Post on YouTube, which shows the rate at which that river rose and how big it got. And if you get a chance to check it out, it's a guy on one of the bridges recording it, and that's pretty incredible. But anyway.
Well, it does go to show, though, that if you see those warnings, if you're traveling through Texas, and if you see those warnings where it says flash flood warning, because we have a few of those places here where we live. We don't. I mean, but now, you know what? After that, if they say,
we'll be paying
attention.
They are prone to that. They're known for those.
Right, but if you're in this area, traveling through this area, and you see that warning, you need to pay attention.
We do get a lot of rain at once sometimes.
That's crazy.
Was like the once in 100-year rain event for them. I mean, it has happened before, that kind of flooding, but not usually. Very, very rare. So anyway, thoughts and prayers to all those involved in that, and
speedy recovery.
And
Trump is bringing help on the way.
Yeah, he actually signed an emergency declaration. I think Kristi Noem is sending the Coast Guard helicopters and things like that to help out. So, you know, press is on it, which is good. A little active stuff happening, which is a change from the last administration, which probably would have been next May before anything arrived. So anyway, with that said, the other thing, we sat down for lunch and just put the tube on for a little bit, and oh my God, it's just, some things just really annoy you, and some people are really annoying. And the missus came across it. And what did you come across, the missus?
What I came across was how people are getting very, very irate and very, very disheveled over the new requirements for the Medicare or Medicaid and for the SNAP programs. basically which we used to know as food stamp and Medi-Cal back in the day because we lived in California at the time. So people now are like about losing their minds over the fact that they have these new requirements. Now, of course, they are overly embellishing them, like my bedazzled shoes, that they're sitting here and they're making it like, the world is going to end and they're going to completely starve. And let me tell you, as an example of being in that program way, 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 way back in the day and wanting to get off of it as soon as we possibly could, I still have some reserve left, I think, at the moment, that somehow we managed to be able to get through those times without the budget that they are given nowadays.
Yeah,
the budget that they're giving now. Oh,
I mean, I think it depends where you're at. But I remember when
holy smoke! Oh, and I guess
we got stuck between. We worked in a seasonal area where you had a winter season and a summer season, and in between, it was like desert town. There was nothing. There was no work available. Nothing, because the next season hadn't kicked in. So we didn't have a choice. We had kids at the time, and we had kids, but we got just enough to get by, just enough to not starve. It wasn't like there was extra money, and there was what you could buy with it, right?
Yeah, the requirements, what you basically weren't allowed to do any of these things that people are doing now, like going out to fast food restaurants and going to Starbucks and all this. That's like, that stuff was not, it's like, I actually would not have felt comfortable personally myself doing that. But, because I feel like that's just a waste of money. I mean, it's so much more expensive to buy in that way than to go and prepare all of your food. And that was the requirements, that most of the things that you bought had to be prepared. You had to buy it from a grocery store.
And you couldn't buy hot food.
You couldn't buy prepared even at the grocery store. That's right. You couldn't buy hot food.
I mean, you could buy cans of like Manwich or whatever.
No, you couldn't. But you couldn't go to like the bakery or the
fried chicken.
The hot servers. Yeah, the hot box, and you couldn't buy anything from there. So I am like just amazed how people are able to buy the things that they buy now, and the fact that we're able to make things work with our family. And I thankfully was taught well how to be able to cook from scratch and make dishes that would last a long time. And that was basically, my mother, my Filipino mother. But thank God she taught me that, because that's really what helped teach me how to budget our food and make enough to where we always felt full. And it was healthy as well.
But now, as healthy as possible. Even if you can't cook, you can go online and somebody will show you how to cook something. So you can go to the store, buy the ingredients, come home and cook it. Mm-hmm. Even if you're not that experienced to cook.
Yes.
We didn't have internet. We had cookbooks if you could find one.
Right, that was the thing. We had to do it the real hard way.
So
it wasn't the hard way. It was just the hard way. But the point is that we still had to be very judicious with what we had. And the other thing too is that back in the day when you were on welfare, right, food stamps, Medi-Cal, you weren't treated like how, I don't know how these people are being treated nowadays, but it was like, it was embarrassing for anyone to be on welfare back then. And you were treated like, you were treated like, oh my God, you're on welfare. I mean, people would look down their noses at you, including the people that, like, if you go into some of the medical facilities, they weren't cool to you. I mean, if they found out you were on Medi-Cal, you were like,
yeah, part of it's because the amount they were going to get paid from them.
I guess, whatever. And all of the other things that we found out, which I am super grateful, and I am very happy that we managed to get off of it as soon as we possibly could while our kids were still very young. And we just made it work from that point. Did we have to get off of it? We didn't have to get off of it, but we chose to, because I felt like, if we can manage it from here, and that there's going to be families out there that more than likely need it more than we did, and that means that we can make room for them. And that's how I saw it, and I felt that was more important. And I also wanted our kids to know that, you know what, life is a struggle sometimes, but you can move ahead, you can make things work even when it struggles.
Right,
or
and
when it's hard to do.
That's part of every. I mean,
That's part of growing.
generally everybody's life. You have up and you have down.
It doesn't matter how rich or poor you are
Right,
either.
and you know the point is that you keep trying to push ahead, because you know what, sometimes I would like to have a steak or something like that, and you know
we can't.
We can't.
Not sometimes I would love to have me some Texas Gulf shrimp jumbo.
You push towards the point where you may be able to have that,
right?
And you've got to have a drive, and from what we saw on these videos, these people, they don't even want to. I mean, what is it? 20 hours a week? They have to volunteer. They can go to school for 20 hours a week, and or they can work.
Yeah,
right?
But see, the thing is, right? What's important about what you just brought up is the fact that they don't have to work. They have a choice of having to either choose going to school for 20 hours or volunteering for 20 hours. Back in the day, your only choice was you had to get work. And you had to also be actively searching. So some of these people that are saying that, oh my gosh, it's done, it's over. It's like, how is it done and over? Because I'm pretty sure that that's going to still be the requirement, that you have to actively show you're looking for work. They're not expecting you to do that right off the bat. You're just going to like, oh, well, you know what? Today we changed the rules, and now we expect you to show us that you've been working for 20 hours a week. That's a ridiculous expectation right off the bat. That's not going to happen. So basically what's being put out there or projected out here is a bunch of fear mongering. And the other thing that put me on fire about this whole situation and made me really want to say something is the attitudes of the people that are complaining. That's what really just irked me to no end. And the accusations that they're putting out there towards other people, as far as how they felt like they had the right to act the way they have been acting about these particular changes that are required for them, which I thought were always in play. I had no idea that things have changed as much as they had up to this point. So that's another reason why I really felt like we should talk about this, because you know what? People's attitudes about this is I can't right now. My words are stuck in my throat because I think I'm trying to check how I say it. You better talk for a second.
Yeah, because the other thing I'm wondering on those same lines is, and if you know, please comment below, how much is food stamps actually paying nowadays? Because you know, we're like back when, as we've already said, we did get them for a while. It seemed to me that you had to stretch every dollar as far as you could, but now you can go to gas stations and use your SNAP EBT card
to buy
you can go
drinks and whatever.
So if you were that bad off that you've only got the $100, why would you go to a gas station? Why wouldn't you go to a discount store or get the most you can for that money? So obviously it seems to me that they're getting a lot more than they actually need, maybe.
Right, or do what we had to do, what I had to do. Why don't you just look at all the local sales at your grocery stores? Because some of you live in these big cities, unlike ourselves here now. But when you're living in a bigger city where you have more choices to go to all those different weekly sales and be able to just extend your budget, your food budget, as much as possible, it's amazing how much you can actually bring home with those. I'm thinking about back in the day, what you could bring home. I mean, I was able to still manage to get like a cart full of food at least.
Yeah,
per week if we were able to catch the sales just right. And that's what we had to do. I mean, yeah, you had to go from one store to another, but you know what? The extra 5 or 10 minute drive in between the stores saved us like about $50-$60 per store, by doing that. And that gave us extra groceries in our pockets for that week or the following week. Sometimes we can push it
seems to me that it doesn't matter. They just like I said, gas stations are taking it. So, if you go buy a bag of chips at a gas station, a bag of chips is going to cost you $2, $3, $4 for a little bag of chips. If you go to Walmart or any of the other big stores, it's going to cost you $2, whatever. So, I mean, you see what I mean with the disparagement on cost.
Okay, but now I think I'm ready to talk about this attitude. So the reason why I was really shocked about what I saw in regards to the attitude of these women, right? And I'm not talking black women, which I was shocked. I'm like, oh gosh, you know, I cannot understand how you're going to sit there and point your finger in a camera and wobble your neck around and all this stuff and throw all this attitude about how wrong Trump is about making these different requirements. And it's just the team, okay? It's not just all, that's the, he enlisted a team to sort it out. That you have to follow through with requirements that we had to do back in the day already. And then you're going to say it like, you know, because he's just doing it because he's just trying to help his rich friends and make sure that they get their tax cuts and blah, 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 which most of those rich friend corporations who are the ones that are hiring everybody else that needs these jobs, like in Walmart and, you know, these other places that people go to work. And not only that, but then you guys come off like you're the rich kid that was told no, and you have this really spoiled like attitude. That's what it looks like to me. That's what I see. I feel like, you know, your rich daddy told you, no, you can't have this toy or you can't have this candy bar because I would like for you to take care of this chore first. I want to teach you some responsibilities in life because I had chores.
Yeah, I had chores.
You know,
I think everybody had chores.
Yeah, and I think the chores that I had, I didn't get paid for. That was just part of just showing your responsibility in the family. That was expected as a kid. So, you know, the ones that got chores that actually got paid for their chores, I mean, those were like, wow, that's really cool. You got paid for your chores, you know, and we did that for our kids because we wanted to teach them how to be able to, you know, have some responsibility.
You get paid.
Right. And not only that, but it just teaches them to learn how to save and budget. And if you wanted something, blah, blah, frickety, blah. I mean, that was just kind of how it used to be or how it was.
Because
and I don't understand. And that's exactly what it's like now. It's like when the only way you're going to get something that you want is that you have to be able to get that job. Like, why are everybody's wanting this free education? Like, what are you going to do with all that free education if you don't want to do the job that you're going to get educated for, to get the money that's going to be able to enable you to buy the house that you want to buy or that really cool car that you want to buy or whatever, or if you just want to be however the way you want to live your life comfortably means to you. You know, that's I thought what you're supposed to want to do when you get older is like that's why you want to be educated or gain a trade or what have you. But this whole thing about getting mad because people are just
because now you've got to do something for your money.
I guess it's what the government, they just think it's just free money, but that government money is taxpayers' money. And it's not just your taxpayer money; it's everybody's just putting into it. And it's not just those programs that are being taken care of.
And they're blaming Trump. You know, Clinton had the work requirement for you to be able to get welfare.
He's the one that implemented that.
I don't know if he implemented,
or did he reinforce it during his presidency?
Maybe, but I remember he was president. That was the requirement. So it's not a left and right thing.
No,
it's kind of a common sense thing for all the people that are able to get out of the house and go to do something. Not the disabled people, not the veterans that are sick, not the elderly that probably that can't do it. But if you're young and able, why aren't you going out and doing something? What are you doing all day? I mean, you could volunteer, you could go to school and learn something you might actually enjoy and find I really like this. I could actually do this and make some money and make a living in it. And it's cool, I like it. You get to sit at your home and what? Are you playing video games, watching the TV? I mean, it's just ridiculous. There's no reason for these people not to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Dang it,
willing.
On the tip of my tongue.
Willing.
No. Helping.
Capable.
To go out and help the community. You'll feel better about yourself when you do something like that. And, you give yourself some worth. I mean, right now, sitting at home just on the tit of America is just, it's worthless. You'll get to 75 years old and you look back and say, what did I do? Nothing. What was the point of you actually being alive? Not contributing.
Well, okay, so on that note, seeing that our break time is over, tea break time is over. Yeah.
Tea break time's over. Back to work. Thanks, people.
Peace.
Tea break time's done, y'all. Come visit us in our next video.